you know, until they want to raise funds again. But I tell startup founders that, in fact, keep on, even after you raise funds, continue to update your investors, send them weekly emails, whether weekly or quarterly, continue to update them. This is what we're working on. This is what we're doing. Just carry them along. Okay, so let me give it. So I'm on the board of a few startups, and we have engagements, right? And we brainstorm. So it's quarterly, and we meet quarterly. We brainstorm on ideas. So you can just write that down. Co-creation. So we co-create with ideas. We co-create on solutions. We co-create on futures that we want to bring up, right? So it's not every of them that would have the time, right?
Yeah.
But I just believe that is the way you start. Is the way you start. Is the way you start from the beginning that might determine a lot. Some might say they don't really have the time, but once they see that the updates you're giving them are relevant, there are things that are very interesting. They might tend to say, okay, you know what? Let me in on one of those your co-creation sessions, and let's work because it's their money, right? And you're saying that because look, it's your money. Be part of it. Bring your expertise. Bring your experience. So let me say they have brought the expertise and the experience from day one. They would also see that the idea is not making sense. So it will be very easy. I don't know if that person that asked that question is getting me. They will also see that, look, man, see the way this thing is going. So no, you don't. It's not going to be hard to tell them that, look, at this point in time, I think we need to let go of this, and I think we need to do this, right? I think we need to let go of this, and sorry, please, just a second. There's some construction going on here. Just a second.
While we wait for Cole, you mentioned a book recommendation just before we left. That's start with your why. I think. I just thought let me just show you the book so you can know. It's, start with why by Simon. I'm not sure if Cole is saying this, but I think this is the book he's talking about. For you to understand your purpose before you even go on to start your business or your startup. So start with why by Simon Sinek. How great leaders inspire everyone to take action. So this is the book he recommended. You can definitely is what the read, so can definitely have a look at it and your spare time, read it, and get more insight into the purpose and the importance of having a why rather than just, like you said, rather than just thinking about the monetary value the business is going to bring to you or some other purposes. So have your why, know why you are doing whatever you're starting up. Because at the end of the day, when you get stuck, your why will be the one to make you push further, make you go on. So
Yeah. So
Paul is back.
thank you, Dr. Yusuf.
Yeah, I was just
Sorry,
showing them
we're
the
having some.
book you recommended.
Yeah, I'm on site, so we're having some construction.
That's fine.
All right. Can everyone hear me? I don't know how my background is sounding right now.
I can hear you from here.
Yes. So carrying your investors along helps a lot. So when you know it's time to walk away from an idea. Then another thing, I also recommend a book, right? Regardless of what industry you are in or the kind of investor you have, as long as it's not a demon investor, even if it's a demon investor. The book is called Crucial Conversations. Crucial Conversations. So there are actually three people that wrote the book, but I can't remember any of them right now. But once you just so Crucial Conversation. It was written by different thought industry leaders that found out that a lot of businesses fail because people were not brave enough to have crucial conversations, right? Even in relationships, not just businesses, so everywhere, as long as human beings talk. People just shied away, declined from conversations, caved in, walked away, gave the silent treatment, whatever, because they could not have conversation. So one of the things that I recommend for everyone is that, see, there are some conversations that are called crucial. You have to have them. Be it facing an investor and letting him know that, sir, at this point in this business, so and so XYZ, our burnout rate is high. Whatever the conversation you have to have, it's crucial. You can't run away from it. If you don't face the investor and you go and JP, sorry, not jackpot, but you go and JP with the guy's money, then the guy's going to start looking for you with police up and down.
Mhm.
So you have to have those conversations. You just have to have them. So I hope I've been able to at least give some idea on how to deal with that. I believe our next speaker is going to also buttress and give fresh perspectives to that. So moving on, idea is very, very important. Very, very, very important. So moving on from that, I'm trying to be time conscious. I believe I've spoken at length, but just complementing what our last speaker said. And that thing I want to buttress. Before I say this third and last, and I'm going to just leave them to three, so that our next speaker can also share their perspectives and relevant ideas. A co-cab. I was just in traffic, and I was seeing that the traditional taxis were protesting, right? And what were they protesting about? They were protesting about Uber and um, then Taxify, now Bolt, when they just came into the country, right? And everyone, these guys are protesting, these guys are protesting, these guys are protesting. But the idea came to me that what are they protesting about? Technology. Technology is here to stay. So even if, and what they wanted the government to do at that time was to ban Uber and Bolt. But like, why ban them? It's here to stay. Even if these guys did not come, you guys would have basically maybe died, because your services over the years have been below standard, right? There were so many low-hanging fruits, but you guys just ignored them. So what should be done? And I started talking about that with my friend, not knowing that that was the beginning of something great. And we're just talking, okay, what should be done? But there should be, is there any way we can find a balance? Level the playing field. Why don't they leverage technology? Why don't they leverage this digital whatever? And before start, yeah. So having a very team. I've not even spoken about team, but I believe these are things that our next speaker will speak about. But your team is very, very, very important. So we're just talking, and before we're mapping out. They should do this. They should do this. They should do this. And the book was filled up, and so like this is consulting. let's hit regulators. Let's hit the government. Before we saw ourselves engaging the government, and I was like, man, I think we have the idea. And we're consulting, and we saw that even the government did not even know anything about this, and you're like, wow, okay, yeah, these are great ideas. Before and to cut long story short, EcoCap was born.
Right.
So that's how the idea was born. But now, look, where am I going to? How many ideas are you walking past every day that you don't even know that it's an idea for you?
Right.
They are all around. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. I can.
Yeah, ideas are all around you, all around you, but are we actually, our eyes actually open to these ideas? Thank God the last speaker, Tiger Nuts. I'm sure I'll even want to know how she came across the Tiger Nut, and you'll be shocked by the story, right? They're just all around you. These ideas are there, and you just be shocked about how people come up about their ideas. So let me just move on from idea and to the last thing I want to say. Um, I'm glad this is a mentorship platform. You need a mentor, right? There are so many challenges. There are so many ways of overcoming these challenges, but one very good way of overcoming um, whatever challenge you have, be you an SME or a startup, man, you have find a good mentor. Just find a good mentor, right? The challenges are endless, mm? but but with a good mentor, it helps a lot. So let me just end with this. I'm someone that I leverage LinkedIn massively. LinkedIn is like my personal assistant, right? And I have mentors, but one of my foremost mentors that really helped me to where I am today. So I followed her. I comment on her posts, intellectual commenting. It's not just, oh wow, you get, so say something very, and you have some good insights, and you just, oh, yes, that's true, man. No, 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 no. Comment intellectually. Let this person. Do you get? So I've been commenting, and next thing I heard, at she was going for a program, and that program was for SMEs. What's the name? What's the name? Okay. I remember, but in the name it has SME in it. Very, very big in Nigeria. So she was speaking at that program, and everyone wanted to meet her. Everybody, So you go to those kind of events and you want to speak to someone and you see that like 10,000 people have surrounded the person. So how do you? So, but to cut long story short, um, I reached out to her, and she was like, I do not have time, right? So I told her, I told her point blank, Ma, I want you to be my mentor.
Mm.
And she was like, if I agree to mentor you, okay, let me tell you how big this woman is. Let me tell you how big and instrumental she is to the startup world. For anyone that runs a startup here or follows startups very well, there's what is called African Business Angel Network, ABAN, 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 African Business Angel Network. So these are networks that decide basically how the startup ecosystem um, uh, and thrives in Africa. So she's on the board of that ABAN. So that's how big and instrumental she can be to you as a startup or as a founder. So I told her, I said, I want to mentor, and she said, if I agree to mentor you, tell me why I should mentor you. And she opened her diary, right? And so she's standing near her vehicle. She has told people she doesn't have time. She's already about entering, and I don't give up. I just follow her, and I'm like, so she says that, and she opens her diary, and she hands me the pen and tells me to write down why she should mentor me. So yes, so this has come to mind again. I know it's very, very popular now, but then it was not so popular. Elevator pitch. Please have an elevator pitch that if I wake you up middle of the night, you can. So the elevator pitch is basically, I know everyone should have heard about it, but for those that have not, it's basically like So if you see Dangote now in an elevator and you have like 2 minutes, what will you tell him about yourself and your business? Right? So like you just imagine now. I know people that have SMEs are here, people that have startups are here or want to go into it. So if you see Dangote now, let's say it's instrumental to whatever you want to do. But for me, Dangote is instrumental to what I'm doing. So if we see Dangote in an elevator pitch, 2 minutes, what are you going to tell him? You say, "Hi, my name is Dr. Yusuf, and I admire you so much, sir." Or also, can we take a selfie, sir? Let me just. I've been wishing for a selfie. Do you get? If you see, so
Yeah.
she actually just told me to write down my elevator pitch on her diary. It was a once in a lifetime shot. But of course, because I had my elevator pitch ready, I wrote down why. And she reached out to me and said, I found what you wrote quite um, exciting, and I believe it's something I can do. And that's how she became a mentor. And I cannot tell you how instrumental she has been to what we have been able to achieve today. So and that was also through the power of LinkedIn. So I think LinkedIn will just be the fourth one, right? Please, whatever you do, leverage. It's a very great platform. I can't begin to say so many opportunities, so many doors. There are some people you can never meet because, of course, what you are trying to do, especially when you know the world is becoming more of a global village. You are competing against global platforms, right? You are competing against, except you are doing something that is not global. It's just a normal local whatever. But if you are doing something that it's going to go global, you are competing against global whatever. So what I'm saying is that leverage this platform because there's some people you can never meet them, but through LinkedIn you can. So one of the things, and let me just end it with this. I think I'm beginning to say more than four. Sacrifice. You have to sacrifice. You really do have to sacrifice. Why I said this is that I just remembered while speaking about LinkedIn. LinkedIn had a premium account. So with that premium account, you can enter the inbox of um, top people. So you can enter Dangote's inbox with a premium account, right? But on a good day, if you don't have a premium account, you send your request, your connection, and if they don't accept it, that's the end. If they accept it, fine. That's when you can send them a message. But with a premium account, you can get into the inbox of whoever you know on a good day you cannot. But of course, that's not up to you in what you want to say. Your content is key, right? So that one can just bring you halfway. It's not up to what you imagine going to the inbox and still gonna be saying you're now saying things like I've been looking forward to be your friend, sir. You get premium account cannot help you. But what am I going to is that then the premium account was 120,000 naira, and that was the sacrifice I had to make on my part because some people might say, 120,000. If I can't put that on, if I can't. But because I know I want to reach out to certain folks and they might not accept my connection, but I need to reach out to them. Partnerships, strategic partnerships, collaborations, mentorship, right? Mentorship. So I had to sacrifice and I did that premium and I cannot tell you so the opportunities that created, going into their inboxes, not to be a pest or not to be a creep, but actually having this crucial conversation. So I'm going to leave it there. I believe I've said a lot, and I hope that as much as I've said, quite a few have been relevant, and I look forward to learning from the next speaker. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much for that call. Thank you so much for that call. Very, very insightful. You've mentioned great points here for us to ponder about. I'll just quickly go into the questions because of time. So Folashade asked are some people born with entrepreneurial skills, entrepreneurial or business skills and talent, or is it something that needs to be learned? So do we have a lot of learning to do, or is it that you just assume that I don't think I was born with this anyway. Let me just quit.
Yeah. So it's an online debate, right? Are people born with, are great people born, or did they learn it, right? But I belong to the school of thought that you acquire capabilities, right? If you reading Think and Grow Rich, it talks a lot about having an intelligent plan. So let me give I want to stretch that debate, right? I don't just want to leave it to whether you're born or you learn it. Because with regards entrepreneurship, it takes a lot of braveness, right? But let's even say you are not brave. So I'm trying to be philosophical with both schools of thought.
Right.
Let's even say you are not brave. The book Think and Grow Rich, right, will tell you that you can leverage. So it's called knowledge arbitrage. Knowledge arbitrage. You can leverage on other people's knowledge and capabilities. So that's one of the reasons why you now end up having a co-founder. You are not a tech person, you are a non-tech. You have a tech co-founder, you have a business operations co-founder, you have a financial uh, architect co-founder. You leverage these capabilities, right? You have a very brave and very solid entrepreneur, someone that, so they call it grit, Grit. I think we should write that down. We can research it. Grit. You have someone that has a lot of grit, right? Someone that uh, takes no for an answer. Someone that is resilient, right? Someone that can stretch to the boundaries of their abilities. If you have that team, mm, I tell you, that might be all you need. You don't have to have everything, right? In an SME, you can play a foreman, right? But an SME, when it gets to a level of growth, if you are playing that foreman, you will burn out or you will limit the growth of that company. You have to leverage. So find those skills. And that's why one company that yeah, I can put it out there. It's also a challenge. But one company that I'm going to be founding very, very soon, right, is a company that matches um, co-founders together, helps you find a partner for your startup, for your. So we would help you find a partner. I already have the process in place on finding that partner. Of course, I can't share it here. That's my idea. Uh, Having that partner in place. How do you find the partner? How do we know it's your partner? What will put you guys through? It's like a 6 months boot camp. Then we train you, we teach you, we upgrade you with skills and all that. But the core of what I'm saying is that finding that partner that can complement your own shortcoming. So if you say, man, entrepreneurship is for the brave or more, I don't think I have that air. You'll be seeing your account burning like that. So everything is just dragging down, right? See, there's nothing that can that hurts founders when you see, you know, expenses, and the money that is coming in is not, it's not matching the money that is going out, right? You're seeing the accounts bleeding, right? So that's one of the reasons why entrepreneurship is for the brave. It's for the brave-hearted. You know, it's also a lonely venture, because as a CEO or a co-founder, see, you can be a family and friends on Friday, but I tell you, your mind is where your business is.
Sure.
All of them are laughing in the parlor, everybody's laughing, watching sports, but your mind is like, man, this money has to go out on Monday.
Mm.
And they're laughing. More Chelsea, man, these guys are crazy, man. But you are thinking of the £5,000 that has to go on Monday. So it's not easy. It's not easy, but having a team, mm, having people that can sacrifice the way you can, I tell you, it reduces the burden. Having brave hearts, whatever you call them, right? Whatever terminology you give them, there are some people that you can surround yourselves with that would help you. I call them burden bearers. That help you. You don't really feel that burden. They could be more entrepreneurial than you are, but just have that team. When you have that, I tell you, then you forget about the debate whether, yeah, it is born, you are born with it, or you learn it. But the cocoa is you must learn. Let me give an example. Still stretching on this. There are so many no coding tools out there, right?
Mm,
There are so many tools that you don't see. There are tools now that you don't even need a tech person now. You can use the tools to build an app.
that's true.
You can use the tools to build a website free of charge.
True.
You don't need coding experience. There are some apps out there that provide you legal services for free. Can you imagine? There are some apps out there that provide you financial services for your startup or SME for free.
True.
I can send you a catalog of 91 free tools that would you can leverage and will help you a lot. I can share that
Mm,
with the Daytopia mentorship platform for whoever is interested. There are so many things out there you can leverage, you can do by yourself. You understand? The bar has never been this low,
mm,
and things have never been this easy. So even if, yeah, it's for the brave-hearted, you don't have those skills. There are some things that can even help you out there that are free. See, there are even some sites that you can get free pitch deck, free pitch deck. So see, there's some people, founders, entrepreneurs now that don't want to go into startup. They are hearing pitch deck, pitch deck, pitch deck. How will I do pitch deck? How will I have a deck? Because you want to present to investors, you need a deck. How will I have deck? Deck. They are online. There are free tools. I will share. I will definitely share that you can have that can get you free pitch deck instead of going to go and paying someone 150,000 naira. So if you don't have this knowledge, you just end up
that's
using all your money to do
yeah.
things that. So that's why I'm going that there's some things that have made the entrepreneurial journey easy, but of course it's still going to be hard. But you keep pushing, and just like one of my beyond. So let me just say this last thing. There's a startup called Utiva, Utiva. So the CEO is like a friend of mine. They train people on digital skills, and now they're doing a lot of partnerships with state governments. But why am I going to is that? So he shared just this same topic. He shared challenges that they faced and all that, and he shared his 5 solutions of getting out of those challenges. And to my greatest surprise, I think if I'm not mistaken, the number 2 or number 3 of those solutions was that if your number 2 person is as focused and committed to the business, to the startup as you are, you guys would not fail. And I was like, man, that's true. That is so bloody true. If guys on your team,
Mm,
that vision is called vision buy-in. There's that buy-in of that vision. See, there's some people that even carry your vision on their head more than you. I don't know if I'm communicating.
that's true.
Maybe it might not be in the startup world, maybe it's in the SME world. But there's some people that will carry your business on the head. Days you're even giving up, and you just withdraw to yourself, and they're coming, they're like, like, oh yeah,
That's
let's go. And you're looking at them, like, hey, is it my idea? So this was idea. What's you're looking, and you're like, see, I tell you, if you have those kind of people, oh my god. And they say, madam, oh yeah, let's go, let's push it, no, forget, madam, money will come. Is that what you're thinking about? Let's go, man, let's go. See, that thing, see, is more than, I don't know how to explain it. Let me just. I know the next speaker will buttress a lot of this and share a lot, but it's amazing when you have a great team. Thank you.
wow. Thank you so much, Cole. Thank you very much for that insightful presentation. Wow, we've learned a lot. Let me type this out. We've learned a lot. Thank you so much. So you've mentioned so much in the startup world. including, using free tools, including just, you have to persevere and you need to keep pushing. Just quickly, question has come. Okay, the first question that came in was about the pitch deck. What do you need to put in? Okay, an example of an elevator pitch, and the words you need to say. That's one of questions, and the other one will be, if I can just get to it. Okay, how can you position yourself for funding? So, starting your business, how can you position yourself in order to quickly get funding and to attract investors? Obviously, there are some things they will look at in your startup so that for them to quickly make that decision to invest in your company. So how do you position yourself? And then what do you include in the elevator pitch? Like if you sit down, go there right now, what are the things you need to make sure that you talk about in that 1 or 2 minutes? If you can quickly just go through that, and then we'll go on to the next speaker.
Okay.
And our speaker.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So let me start from the last question. How do you position yourself for funding? So the last speaker spoke so much about that. So let me just put the names to the experiences she spoke about. So she said they want to see what you have done. Yeah, I can remember what she said. So they want to see what you have done. So that is called, the terminology of that is called proof of concept. Please write it down for who asked that. Proof of concept. And traction. Write that down. Traction. Proof of concept and traction. So please research a lot about that. So, but where I'm going is this. All right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so investors want to see what you have done, but most importantly, they want to see that you have your skin in the game.
Mm.
So you want me to put my money? How much of your money have you put in?
True.
So I know that because see, skin in the game is very important. I don't need to speak much about that. I know everybody knows that. But investors want to know that, okay, if this thing goes down, it's not just my money that goes down, it's our money that goes down. So you don't want to lose your money. So you would treat it seriously. Unlike someone that does not put any money in the game, in the business, and just you raise money. So when anything happens, it happens. You get. So a lot of investors, they want to see proof of concept, traction, how has that business picked up, the amount of customers you have acquired, customer acquisition costs, CAC,
All right. Thank you so much for that. I believe Mr.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, so these are things that they want to see. So but in the startup world, there's something they say. They call it foolish capital. Foolish capital. You can write that down. These are exciting things that you can research. You will learn a lot from them. Foolish capital. So foolish capital basically means that there are some investors that do not really need to see proof of concept. They will just invest because the idea sounds great. So my prayer for everyone on this platform is that before this year runs out, you all find and secure foolish capital. Amen. But if you don't see foolish capital, then investors are going to do due diligence and they are going to want to see what you have done and how much of your own, whatever you have invested. That's how you position yourself. You get. And that good thing is joining accelerator platforms, accelerators and incubators. Incubators help you to incubate your idea, accelerators help you to accelerate your idea, from the name. So these are ways you can position yourself for investment. Also, you also add these people to your network. I said leverage LinkedIn. In fact, if you leverage LinkedIn massively, research this venture capitals, angel investors, those terms. These are terminologies: venture capital, angel investors. Leverage, research these people, research the categories that they invest in, right? So retail now, if you are going to go and be researching investors that are doing space, maybe SpaceX, the one by Elon Musk, you are wasting your time, because that person will never invest in the retail or whatever. So go and research investors that are actually in sync with your industry. They invest in that category, they invest in that early stage or pre-seed. So those are the kind of investors that you also research, look at what they have. So I think these are a few things. But for me, right, I bootstrapped. So you can write that down: bootstrap, boot, BWOC, strap. So I bootstrapped. That means I invested my own money, and I have a reason for that. Not just because investors want to see it, but I want to have I want, it's part of our culture to have our skin in the game, so that we are very committed to the business. So that we don't. Another reason why we did that is that especially when you are now raising fund. If you don't really have your money in the game and you are raising external fund from the get-go, by the time you raise, let's say, the fourth time, maybe Series C or Series D, you are no more the owner of your company. But I don't really want to speak to that here. But I bootstrapped. That means I put my own funding. So I have that bias to advise people to bootstrap than just raising funds. So that's that. The pitch deck. What goes into the pitch deck? They're like basically 13, between 10 to 13 key things that go into the pitch deck. Although you see pitch decks that are up to 22 slides, 25 slides, and all that. But there are major things like the problem, the idea, the solution, the market, how big is the market, and all that. But of course, part of the things that I'll share with you are pitch deck